Good morning. How are you? This is Mary Whitney, also known as Reverend Dr. Mary Whitney. I wanted to say today is our 219th day together. Yes. My own experience releasing anger and bitterness, right? And so, what I wanted to say, what happens when we carry anger for years? Does it eventually disappear on its own? Or does it quietly become a part of who we are? I learned that bitterness doesn't simply fade with time. It takes practice and work to let ourselves go from that attached, hopeful, sometimes outcome. I want for us to sit up straight. I want us to hug ourselves gently. I want us to take 3 deep breaths together as we ground ourselves and get ready for our day. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Another deep breath in. Deep breath out. Yes. It must be intentionally release the anger that we hold. Many times we repeat our stories because we need someone else to understand our pain. But sometimes in doing so, we unknowingly invite others to carry anger towards someone they have never even met and may not have no relationship with that person we talked about at all. Eventually, I had to ask myself whether I wanted healing more than I wanted agreement. Being honest about what was resting in my heart became the beginning of freedom. I found comfort in the words of Jesus. When I'd pick that book up and I'd start reading, and it just had such comforting words that it began to settle my spirit. It says, "Come unto me, all who labor and are heavy burdened, and I will give you rest." Doesn't that sound often? Casting our burdens on Jesus for me worked and helped me let go of some of the bitterness and anger I had resting inside myself. I desperately needed that rest at the time. Perhaps you do too. Maybe it's that moment right now in your life that you could just take a breath. And healing doesn't begin when someone else changes. It begins when we look at changing ourselves and not attaching an outcome that we have no control over. Perhaps you need to do something to help yourself calm down inside, and breathing has been a way out for me. Healing doesn't begin when someone else changes, guys. It doesn't. It begins when we free ourselves from what we wish somebody else would do. And yes, people should do the right thing, but they don't always think they did the wrong thing to begin with, right? Healing begins the moment we become willing to release what we've been carrying inside our core for such a long, long time. I got tired. And I believe when we get sick and tired of just being sick and tired, things will change, right? But we have to be ready to embrace the change we want to see happen in the world or within someone else, right? And so don't expect an outcome you can't define or control. So I have some questions for you. What burdens have you been carrying long enough? Only you can answer that. Each one of us will have a different answer for that, right? What would happen if you stopped rehearsing your pain and started practicing your healing? What would happen? Why don't we take a chance on that? What is one step you can take today toward that freedom? So you don't have to take these giant steps. You don't have to jump over hurdles like sometimes we try to take on more than we can chew at one time, and that will never work. I do things in bites and pieces, right? It's like eating a good piece of meat, right? I take one bite at a time. I don't take the whole steak at once. But don't you believe your life deserves a higher stake than you've been giving yourself? I want you to sit up straight with me once again. And I want for us to take 3 deep breaths together. Hugging ourselves gently, because sometimes that's the only hug I might get throughout this day. So let's take a hug. And let's take 3 deep breaths. And let's ground ourselves on the floor, in the grass, on the ground, in the sand, wherever you are. If you're in the sand, I wish I could take part with that. Let's take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Yes. And I wanted to say thanks to each and every one who have liked, who have subscribed, who have shared our YouTube channel with others. And if you liked any part of what you heard today, please subscribe or share this with someone else that you might believe would need a bit of inspiration. We love you. We care about you. We want you to be safe and become a part of our community. We're on a 365-day journey. You can always go back and listen to some of the other YouTube clips. And today is 2:19. Tomorrow will be 2:20. The Lord willing, I will see you tomorrow on day 220. Thanks again. We love you. Be safe. Take care. Bye.